Previously, I showed you how to install this VOFO camera. Here's the power. It runs up over into this tiny crevice over here into this weather strip. Underneath, and then over into this cigarette adapter. For most installation, that's perfectly fine, but you get this wire dangling out and it doesn't look very professional. Today, we're going to do it just like the pros. We're going to install the USB-C power cable into this crevice, over into this weather strip, down. I already popped the fuse box cover. The wire will go down in here and then over into one of these fuses. This, even though this is for VOFO cameras, it should work for any camera just because the output is standard USB-C. If you look closely, this unit is very similar to the one that I previously showed you on how to do the fuse tap to power the phone. This kit can be used to power your phone as well. You got two wires, one of it taps into the ground, one of these tap into the battery, and this one will tap into ACC. It's short for accessories, meaning it should be wired into a fuse that gets power only when the car is turned on, whereas the other wire will be tapped into a fuse that is always on, even when the car is off. The USB-C goes directly to the dash camera, of course. From the previous video, I know for sure this is ACC because it only has power when car is in accessory mode. We're going to tap into that for the ACC wire. Tap in right here. For always on power, we need to tap into this fuse, which is underneath this wire. To verify, use a multimeter. Put the red probe onto here. Next, put the black probe onto any metal frame of the car to get ground. Once confirmed, then we're going to tap into that fuse to provide 12 volts power always. Finally, this is the ground for the third wire. On the adapter of the kit, you'll see that there is a switch down at the bottom. It's pretty nice that you can set the switch to whatever number you want. So for instance, I'm going to set it to 12.12 volts. That means the dash camera will not work after the battery drains down to 12.12 volts. You definitely don't want it all the way down to 11.8 volts. Or at least in my case, I don't want it to. So I'm going to set the switch to 12.12. Once again, the cable goes all the way down into this weather stripping. It goes into there. The adapter module is hidden behind this plastic piece. This plastic panel in my Hyundai Ioniq 5 has a huge cavity inside. I can squeeze the adapter in as well as all of the excess wires. I am actually going to trim some of the 3 wires because there's about 3 feet of them, which is more than enough. Way too much for the installation in this car. Here's the fuse tap I used in the previous video, and this is tap into the ACC mode, whereby only when the car is on to power up the USB devices of the car. So because we already tapped into the ACC, I'm going to tap into the line, this line, to provide power using a T-tap adapter right here. It does not make sense to do another fuse tape on another fuse. Using this is really simple. All you have to do is line it up with the teeth right there. Just line it up and then lock it down in place like so. Here's a recap of what is about to happen. We got the ACC wire T tapping into my existing ACC cable. Then we got the power cable, which is labeled battery. It's being fuse tapped into the fuse that I showed you earlier. The existing car fuse is labeled 10, meaning it can handle up to 10 amps. The fuse tap has 2 slots for 2 fuses. The other blue fuse is 15 amps, and I should change that to 10 amps once I get the chance. Finally, we got the black wire for ground. Connect it to any metal frame of the car. We're going to clip it onto this metal frame right here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm using a binder clip to clip it onto the metal frame. By the way, if this video is helpful, please consider subscribing and liking the video. This lets YouTube know my video is indeed helpful and will recommend to others like yourself. Now that the adapter is connected, everything is powered on correctly. Let's enable parking modes in this VOFO model. This VOFO auto turned on and started recording when the car was turned on. So we need to stop the recording. Press on this button. Go to the menu. System setting. Parking mode LED. Let's disable that. I don't want people to know that we are recording. Or leave power LED on. It's up to you. Go to video settings. Go down to parking recording. Click OK. Parking mode. Click OK. Auto event detection. That's good. Parking recording timer. I think 30 minutes is good enough. Parking mode timer, 90 seconds. Parking G sensor. Medium sensitivity. Parking motion detection. I don't know if you want to do this or not, just because you might get too many false alarms. Low sensitivity. Parking GPS. Okay, might as well leave it on. Parking HDR on, that's good. And that's it. Now we have parking mode on. Let's exit back to the main menu. And now we are back to auto recording because the car is on. Let's turn the car off. The machine is still recording. I should clarify one more time that turning on parking mode will drain your 12 volts battery. To conserve your 12 volts battery life, the time-lapse parking mode consumes least power compared to other two parking modes. The screen goes into screen saving mode. But, it's still on because all the LEDs are still on. Alright, now we are only seeing power because it is in parking mode. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and thanks for watching.